Yeet. The world's a better place because you are here to join us. My name is Matt Brown, and I am the host of the Productive Conversations podcast. It is a Tuesday, the 4th of February, and this is our reaction to the 2025 Royal Rumble. And you know exactly what we're going to talk about. But before we do, I just want to remind you, like and subscribe to the Productive Conversations podcast on all podcast platforms and YouTube. And don't forget to check out exclusive content regarding the show across all social media platforms. We're on Instagram at Productive Conversations Podcast, X and Twitter at Proud Convo Pod. We're on TikTok at Productive Conversations and Facebook at Productive Conversations. Jose and Ryan are with me to discuss the Royal Rumble. So the 4 matches were quite interesting. It was actually a pretty awesome event. Definitely a slow start, but it ended with a bang. So you guys can debate with me on that and all of that stuff going on, but how are you two doing right now?
I'm doing good. I'm gonna say it needed one more match. I know that the shorter
Agree.
thing, the shorter thing is, Triple H's contribution to the new era, and I
Mm.
don't mind it being shorter shows in general. I think as the prices go up, the amount of wrestling really shouldn't be going down so high to attend these shows and to view these shows. I think one more match, just, women's tag match, something. And I understand they needed as many women as possible for the Rumble in particular, but just something quick. There was plenty of folks who were not on the show that they could have figured out a way to add them to the Rumble, to take some people, so on and so forth. But I do think there should have been a women's title match or whatever thrown in there somewhere. I thought it was too short, frankly. And the show itself was not too short because the Rumbles were very long. But just in general, it felt like the card didn't finish. If there needed to be a middle section um, that just didn't fill out. But other than that, what we got was awesome, I thought. But
I disagree, Ryan. I thought it was perfect. So, and my favorite wrestler of the month won the Rumble. So I'm good with that.
Well,
yeah, yeah, yeah. We're not
let's
talking
talk
about who
about that
won.
elephant in the room right now. Let's react to the men's Royal Rumble first. It came down to the 16-time world champion John Cena, and then there was a fan favorite, the main event, Jey Uso. While you had, while John Cena had Jey Uso on his shoulders, looking like he was going to secure that Royal Rumble win and a spot at WrestleMania, Jey Uso falls off his back, kicks him over, and Jey Uso is your men's Royal Rumble winner. Nobody saw that one coming. It wasn't even listed on offshore accounts if you wanted to bet on it. But
Yeah,
let's
no.
start right away, guys. Jey Uso is your men's Royal Rumble winner. React. Just go.
Yeet. No, I love it. I was shocked, obviously. Did not expect it to happen. When it got down to those final two, it was like, all right, it makes sense that Cena's in the final two. It must be Cena's. And then it wasn't. And I was like,
Yeah.
no way. I think this makes everybody. We've talked about who we think the main event people are at this year's WrestleMania. Now, obviously, we have to include Jey Uso among them because, well, he's going to be in one of the main events of the two nights. But I really do think that the way that this played out entirely, the whole show, made all of those other main event guys that we were talking about significantly more interesting heading in to the Royal Rumble. So this I thought was perfect. We got a newer star. You can't say anybody's tired of seeing Jey Uso get opportunities because he's gotten like two, and
He
one was
was
on
just
like
in a WW in a championship match a
yeah,
week
but
ago.
honestly that adds to it. Honestly, that adds to it. If you want my opinion, but because and again, it'd be one thing if he was just in a championship match a week ago and had also been in like 19 other championship matches and a multi-time champion, and be like, all right, really? But this guy's never won the big one. Fans are absolutely, ecstatic about his entrance or whatever. This whole Jey Uso online bullshit. I don't understand where it's coming from at all. I do not get it. It does not make sense. I like I don't understand it. And I'm not going to pretend to understand it. I think it's patently stupid. Um there's like people comparing it to the Cody thing. I can't see how, unless you're just really, really dumb, you would think that these are the same things. Um, but yeah, no, I think Jey Uso is really in a good position to win at WrestleMania. And that's awesome to think that a new star. When's the last time a new star? I mean, well, Cody, but beside Cody, which was a weird thing because that almost happened. That was a weird thing. He was almost coronated before he even won the championship. I'm thinking Daniel Bryan's the last time like someone came out of nowhere, not out of nowhere, but kind of out of nowhere and became a megastar at WrestleMania, and we're on the precipice of seeing that with Jey Uso. That's not nothing. You know what I mean? Especially if it works out for Jay like it did for Daniel Bryan. So yeah, I liked it. I thought it was awesome. I thought the match was great too, besides the final two. But
Yeah, we'll
it
talk about
was
some of those
yeah,
aspects too. Don't worry. Don't you worry.
yeah. Jay was awesome. That was a surprise win that I could get behind for sure.
You know what I'm scared about that is they're gonna do the Kofi Mania thing.
Well, you mean have him win at WrestleMania? I think he'd probably not be so scared of that.
Then he'd be a shitty wrestler right after he loses it real fast.
They demote
That,
I
the
mean,
title.
they're not gonna demote the title. The title's gonna mean a
No, I'm
that's
lot
sorry,
somebody.
anyway.
like
That's
like
someone that obviously that title's gonna be demoted because I don't even think whatever night he wins, fighting, he's not even gonna main event.
I actually disagree. I think he is gonna be in it, but um,
He
listen.
is definitely not main event.
To be honest with you, it really comes down to what is happening with the rest of the folks. Like
I think we already know what's gonna happen. You
I
read
don't
the
think
yeah.
I promise we
Uh,
I promise we don't. But that's beside the point. I think that
Jose, what do you think though? I wanna
we
I wanna
know
hear the
Charlotte's gonna go Tiffy. That will main event over Hunter versus Jay.
how do we know that?
How you know that? That's everybody knows that's where it's going. Hey, this is
Everybody
where
everybody
Ryan.
knew that Jey Uso
Listen,
was not going to be.
listen,
Everybody knew
Ryan.
Jey Uso couldn't win the Royal Rumble.
Last time I checked, Mr. Ryan, you thought you didn't see Roman Reigns coming at the pay-per-view. So we're telling you again, it's Charlotte versus Tiffy. It's
What
givens.
pay-per-view did I not see Roman Reigns coming
The
at? The one where he came out,
You were
pointed,
talking
and
about the
walked
Summer
away?
one that
Yeah.
you saw. Oh, he's
The
not
one-
showing up.
You
We
Yeah,
talking
saw
about
the one
that,
where
but he
he
wasn't
SummerSlam?
came
showing up.
out, pointed
Yeah, thank you.
one in the sky, and then disappeared for 4 weeks. Yeah, okay. I'm taking. I already
No,
told you after
Did
that
we
one, I'm
not saw
taking a
that?
W on that one because he showed up and then fucked off. Same with The Rock three
You
months
said
later.
he
and
wasn't
that's
going to
what
show up at all.
this was the big main event The Rock promised us. Jey Uso and Gunther.
Well,
We're
anyway, we're not. I want to
I'm
hear. I
telling
do want to
you,
hear what
I'm
Jose.
telling
I
you.
do want to hear what Jose says. Actually, Charlotte and Tiffy, fine. Go ahead.
And if you're going to go with Jay and Gunther, it's not going to main event. Nobody's going to watch that again for a third time. Not main event, third time.
What if it's not Jay and Gunther?
Listen, the Kofi Kingston and not Damian, Daniel Bryan
And
main
Brian,
event. They didn't even main event.
they
Same
only had
fucking
one night.
thing. They didn't main event
They
neither
had
night.
one night. I mean, there's only one main event. Yeah, there's two main events now.
They're not gonna main event because you're gonna have that triple threat match now.
That triple threat match is not going to main event without a title on the line.
That triple threat match is gonna main event night 2.
If there's a championship on the line, absolutely.
It's gonna main event no matter what.
It's not going to main event no matter what. You're crazy. It's not going to main event no matter what.
All right.
CM
See
Punk
about
won't.
that.
CM Punk is only here to do this main event, and he's not going to take just and you'll go on last big main event when no one gives a fuck. There's no stakes to that triple threat right now. So, but anyway, we'll talk about that as we go through the rest of the match. I don't believe that Gunther will be world champion by the time we get to WrestleMania. I don't believe he's going to face Gunther. If he does face Gunther, it'll be a fine story. You know, he's lost to Gunther before. He's going to, but we just saw that with fucking Sami Zayn and Gunther.
So who do you think Jey Uso is gonna fight?
I think he's going to fight John Cena.
Oh, you bugging.
I think
You
he's
want to
going to fight
elaborate
John
on
Cena.
that?
How is he gonna pull
If you
that
want me
off?
to.
Yes,
Yes,
please.
quickly.
Okay. John
Quick
Cena.
elevator pitch.
John Cena, best promo of his career, and he's had a lot of very good promos in his long career, was this press conference he did after the Royal Rumble. He basically promised, I am going to be 17 because I'm going to be the guy who shakes, 18's hand, something to that effect. He's going to go to the Elimination Chamber. He's going to become a 17-time world champion. He's going to go to WrestleMania this year. He said all those things in no uncertain terms. It's going to happen. So at the
So
Royal
how does
Rumble,
he get the title shot?
there's
Is
going to
it
be elimination chambers for at least one of the world championships.
the winner of the elimination? There's going to be a men's and women's, and the winner of the women's gets
Okay,
the title shot.
let's stop talking like we are the people who are booking the elimination chamber match. There's
It
going to
should.
be
It,
an
last year was the
elimination.
same match.
There's
Last year
going
was
to
the same
be
way.
an elimination chamber match for a world championship.
All
I
right.
will
When was the
put
last time?
money on that.
Okay.
I
When was
don't
the
give
last
a
time
fuck
we
when
won
the last
title?
time it was. Why
When
does the
was the
last
last
time matter at
time?
all? In a month from now, they're going to do the match, which is what I'm telling you, and John Cena's going to win that match. And then Jey Uso
You want
is
to make
going
a
to
bet?
fight John Cena.
John Cena, Uso ain't fighting. Want to bet? I'm put
No, I
money
don't.
on.
I don't want to bet on that because there's
Oh,
another.
now
Oh,
we're not. You
whoa,
gave a
wait,
fuck 2 seconds ago.
wait,
Now
wait.
you give a fuck.
Oh, wait. There's another part of this. There's another part of this. It's entirely possible that Cody and Gunther lose at Elimination Chamber, and then I don't know who Jey Uso is going to fight. So no, I'm not going to make
You
that bet. But I
just
do
said
think
Jey
that
Uso
John
versus
Cena is
John
going to
Cena.
be a world champion, and that will be John Cena versus Jey Uso at that point. Correct.
I will
Yes.
make a bet. John Cena will not go for any. If he does go for it, it ain't gonna be with Jey Uso. Jey Uso is fighting Gunther.
No, well, John Cena will be the champion, so he won't really get to say. It'll be the champion, John Cena, versus
You
someone
think
else.
John Cena is gonna be world champion before WrestleMania?
I think next month at the Elimination Chamber, John Cena is going to win his 17th World Championship in Toronto, which is where he kicked off this retirement tour to begin with. Another thing he mentioned in that promo. Everyone will be happy. He will go to WrestleMania and he will face Jey Uso. The reason I won't say John Cena versus Jey Uso is going to be the main event of WrestleMania is because if Roman Reigns and Gunther lose before WrestleMania, then yes, Roman, Seth, and CM Punk are going to main event over Jey Uso and John Cena. And that's just how it goes. But that triple threat match
just for straight up
shit. Yeah, that triple threat match for shits and giggles is not going to main event WrestleMania. And so that's why I'm telling you that I won't make the bet because I won't necessarily bet that triple threat match doesn't have a world championship in it. If it does, then that's definitely going to main event. If it does not, then John Cena versus Jey Uso is going to get the other main event. So that's where I'm at. But we've gotten way, way, way out of the Royal Rumble. Those guys will be champion by the end of the next show. I think John Cena is going to win one of their titles. And I think that Jey Uso is telling the story now with John Cena. And I think that is how you do this. It's a quick run for Cena. Cena does not need a long run. He has very limited dates. He just needs to win 17. He does it, puts over a new star at WrestleMania. If Gunther's belt is the one that we do it, you've got Gunther who's beaten Jey. That's your first feud right off rip. Now Gunther's pissed because he's beaten Jey and Jey is the champion. Now Jey's got to prove he's a real champion. There's a million ways this story can go with the John Cena putting Jey Uso over. And I genuinely think that that's the most compelling thing they can do with the Jey Uso win, and they're going to do that.
I like this. So what do you do with Gunther?
Well, he's supposed to fight Goldberg. That's been announced for fucking...
That's not happening.
This match better happen.
Like,
I will say, Ryan, you've been saying that for months.
This
really has to happen.
I love your booking theory, but you just shitting on Gunther because now where do you put him?
Because Gunther supposedly has a match already.
You keep saying Goldberg. I've been hearing this since fucking August.
Yes, they said Goldberg's retiring at WrestleMania against Gunther. They've said it a million times.
They say a bunch of crap.
They say Jey Uso couldn't win the freaking Rumble. They said that Charlotte's going to go against Tiffany Stratton. We don't know any of this. I'm just saying there's been plenty of indication, including factually, Goldberg has signed again with WWE and is getting a retirement match. The rumor is that it is at WrestleMania. I believe that retirement match is going to be at the hands of Gunther. Gunther beating Goldberg sets him up quite nicely to be the first challenger to the new champion in Jey Uso. That literally is perfect. They both win at WrestleMania, both beating legends of the industry. One's champ, one's the former champ. They go ahead, and that's how you get to, you supercharge a feud that they've already started, and everybody, now it's can Jey actually beat Gunther? He's already failed to do it twice. Gunther's thinking, I beat Goldberg, I'm a former champion, and this guy can't beat me because he's never done it. And Jey Uso, current champion, beat John Cena, won the Royal Rumble, riding high, but he's now facing down with the one guy he hasn't been able to beat twice now in a world title match. That's stakes, that's drama, that's absolutely fine for WrestleMania Backlash. And I
So
don't see how
yeah,
you can possibly, given what we know, think that that's anything other than logical booking. And
so
if
you do
Goldberg's
you
not coming, then yeah, you might have to figure out something else for Gunther to do. That's what happened with what's it called? When Seth Rollins got hurt, they had to figure, or rather, when CM Punk got hurt, they had to just figure it out. Like they do that when things change, they do that, and sometimes people like Seth Rollins have to work 2 matches. You know what I mean? Like that's what happens. And they'll figure that out if Goldberg's really not ready to go by WrestleMania. I think he will be. And that's that. But if not, he'll do something else. He'll win that match too. And then he'll say, I won at WrestleMania. I'm a former champ. Jey, you've never beaten me. I'm taking my title back. The story is the same. Doesn't change. Gunther's booking doesn't change. He just has to win at
All
WrestleMania.
right, Ryan, but we gotta have that match because you definitely have a lot of "I told you so"s. If it's
If they don't do
October
Gunther, then
20th.
yeah, can I ask you just to verify? Let's say your pipe dream of a story.
Goldberg is not a
Okay,
pipe dream.
Goldberg
literally
versus
signed.
who wins with Goldberg and I mean, he signs a legend deal. Everybody, fucking Arn Anderson got a legend deal. You think he's gonna come back and fight Gunther too? Shit.
Arn
The fuck
Anderson
does that
didn't.
mean?
Arn Anderson didn't do a segment with Gunther.
Okay,
That's psychotic.
Hurricanes
That's
on
crazy.
Bret Hart has
That's
a
crazy.
Bret Hart has a contract
He
with Gunther.
came
You
back
think he
and
gonna come back
wrestled.
too?
Yes, he did. He
You
did
think
the whole thing with Vince. He had a match with Vince. Come on.
you think he's gonna come back and fight Gunther too?
No, but he had the match with
You
Vince.
don't. You
He did
funny.
sign a No, this is ridiculous. He signed a contract, then he came back and did a match. Now you're just being pedantic for absolutely no reason because you couldn't
Well, he
figure
did-
out you couldn't think for 5 seconds, be like, oh, I know, Gunther just does something different. What
So
about Gunther? He's had the most
well,
boring
Gunther do
championship
it.
reign of all time. Frankly, he needs to lose the title. And
Damian
when he
Price
beats a
actually has
legend,
the most boring
Yeah,
title reign.
actually, both
Damian Price.
so far.
So you're bugging on
Damian
that.
Price, you mean Priest?
Priest
He's right. Both of them suck. This world heavyweight title is the
Yeah.
Intercontinental, the world heavyweight Intercontinental title.
I'm saying the worst that he's had a boring reign. This is not helping Gunther at all. Beating Jey, losing to Jey, none of that will help him. You know what might help Gunther? Losing to John fucking Cena might help Gunther. You can't if Jey Uso super kicks through Gunther to win the title. And let's be clear, he's winning the title at WrestleMania.
So by
They're
the way,
not gonna do all
Jey
this to have
Uso
him
really
lose.
got Jey Uso really got his title match by inventing this and bringing
No,
back
Jey
the
Uso
word geek.
got the title match by being the only person on the roster who's actually over. What do you mean? He's one of the most over people in the company. That's how he got a title match.
My curious question: let's say Goldberg versus Gunther. Who wins?
Gunther. Why would it be
Gunther.
Goldberg? Why would you give Goldberg a win?
Because it's funny.
This is the final match, and he just signed a new contract.
He's 90. He couldn't wrestle when he was 30. Now he's 80. No, you beat Gunther.
Okay,
Guys,
cool.
I do have to
Cool.
interject
one
because
last
we have
thing. I
limited
like how-
time. One last thing
yeah,
on
I-
this.
No,
one
Jose's being argumentative for no reason. I'm not responding to any more questions.
Okay,
Matt,
that's
let's
fine.
move on to
Just
the
get
next part.
Let's
Let's
fine.
move on
That's
to the
fine. I
next
don't
part.
need you. I'm gonna finish my statement. I don't care. One, I'm gonna say this real nicely. He picked Gunther to pick the 90-year-old man to beat at WrestleMania to put him over after losing to freaking 50-year-old John Cena for a world title.
Yes.
Yeah, that's not happening. But we can go on.
So to focus on the other aspects of this match, why don't we hit on towards the end where it was CM Punk. Let me start with the Seth and Roman stuff was pretty epic. We got some memes forever with that. CM Punk eliminates the both of them. Pretty shocking. A little earlier than expected. And then Logan Paul, Triple H's favorite wrestler, eliminates CM Punk. The night of, even though I said John Cena internally, even though I said John Cena on the show, I thought after rethinking it while I was watching, I thought CM Punk was going to win. And that was a legit shock. And then for a split second, I really thought, oh my God, they're really going to let this motherfucker Logan Paul. They're really going to do it. They're really going to do this. And
It
just
looked like it.
And then just say F you to 50 years of wrestling to have the YouTube star who's a step up, who's like 5 steps above the iShow speed, who was there in the match, and give him the Royal Rumble win. But thank
iShow's the
God they
most viral
didn't.
part of the show, by the way. Actually, like
Yeah.
numbers. Yeah, he's got the most views of any part of the show.
He, by the way, I thought he got a straight up concussion. He fell right on the
he
back of his
got
head. He
he
got
got hit
fucked up.
really, really
He got
freaking
fucked
hard.
up.
Yeah, Braun
I'm
kicked
so
the shit out
surprised
of
he did
him.
not get a concussion from that, or at least it
Yeah,
wasn't announced.
Braun kicked the shit out of him.
But what about that sequence and where that's
Yeah.
leading? Because that led to literally the nastiest curb stop in general. Wrestling
Yes.
or not, a 2 foot
Mhm.
curb stop to the face. How did he not get a concussion from that? You got to really hate somebody
Luck.
to do
Yeah.
that.
Luck, I guess. Yeah, I don't
That
know.
was not fake. He
Pro
he just
champion,
he just
champion. I
straight
don't
up
know.
jumped
Or not
on the
champion.
back of his head.
Professional. I don't know. I don't know. I was like, nah, damn, that it looked gnarly. Yeah,
Yeah,
no, for sure. I mean, as Jose pointed out, those three are gonna have a problem by WrestleMania time. And so
a triple threat match for respect.
that seems to be what our great and powerful Booker Jose thinks. But
Yes.
since that's boring and nobody will care, I think it will probably be for something else. What that something else is, I will not. We're not going to get into it again. But yeah, the triple threat match is happening. Whether it's for respect or something that actually matters, we'll see. But the three of them are definitely fighting at WrestleMania, of course.
Insane. But what did you think about Logan's aspect, man? And then when we
Oh,
were talking about Logan getting a title, his shoot.
it looked possible. I mean, really, by the end, it was looking like, wow, okay, Logan's, especially because again, nobody was thinking Jey Uso could win. So you're looking at the people who were in the ring toward the end, and you're like, I mean, Cena, obviously a favorite to win this year. So he was there till the end, and you're like, all right, could be Cena winning. But you're like, it could be Logan Paul. Like he was one of the more, I guess, main event type wrestlers around at that point. Like after they dumped the three biggest, full-time stars in the company, or mostly full-time stars in the company, you're like, okay, I mean, it's really like Logan or Cena. Um, they just did, yeah, it felt very much like it was possible. I'm glad that didn't happen, but it felt very much possible.
Yeah, maybe excited for the Logan Paul John Cena match that's going to happen at WrestleMania.
Oh man, but also adding to this match, I guess we're really going backwards with those moments, but
Mm,
AJ Styles coming back was awesome. That was
yeah,
great. And he got his regular theme back.
thank God.
That was
They
cool.
need to do that more often. Just go back. Most of these guys have had a good theme. Just go back to the good one. Like,
Not like
pay the money.
Sheamus got messed up.
Just pay the
Finn
money. Go
Balor.
back to the good theme. Seriously.
How about also we had Joe Hendry come back, who arguably had one of the biggest pops of the entire
Oh,
night. We
I would
love
say
our Joe Hendry.
inarguably had one of the biggest pops of the entire night. That
Yeah.
was people were excited to see Hendry. And you know what? I kind of said that he would. I predicted he'd kind of look out of place, and I don't know that he did. Like, obviously he was not the most skilled wrestler, but it wasn't bad. Like he held
he
his own.
said he said with his interview, Ariel, the
Yeah,
MMA
Ariel
journalist,
Helwani. Yeah,
yeah, that he just blacked out. He didn't know what he with the Sheamus stuff.
yeah.
It was pretty funny. Um, Drew McIntyre comes out, right?
Mm.
I thought for a second we would have got the Scotsman, but that didn't happen. By the way, Ryan, are you paused? Jose, you hear me?
Yeah.
I guess Ryan's paused perfectly,
Oh.
perfect with his eyes closed. Are you there, Ryan?
I can hear you. I'm saying.
Okay,
Yeah, I'm
okay, you're
here.
back. You're back.
Yes, I am.
So there's rumors about an alleged botch spot with Drew
Oh
McIntyre
yeah.
going around, leaving the building, being pissed. Maybe he addressed that. I don't know. But do you think that it was messed up and that this is allegedly for a feud with Damian Priest for WrestleMania and he's just not about that?
Yeah, I don't know. I watched the ending and I didn't really, I mean, yeah, it looked a little bit rushed, but not crazy. But then like apparently they were upset that somebody was trying to multiple people, not just Drew, was somebody was trying to get themselves over and not the match. And I was watching that section to see who that might be. And I'm like, I didn't really believe anybody was doing that. I mean, Penta had been doing his Zero Fear thing, his Zero Miedo a lot, so maybe that. But other than that, and I mean, Penta screwed up at the beginning. But other than that, like it wasn't, it wasn't nothing obvious struck out. So I'm inclined to believe that whatever it is, it's fake and it's
Also,
leading
they
to a
had
feud.
the graphic ready. I don't know. I mean, some could be more diligent than others to do that, but
The graphic
something to
for
eliminated Drew
oh,
McIntyre.
he was definitely supposed to get eliminated there. I don't think
But
that
it,
botch was his elimination. I think whatever they did to eliminate him was botched. That's what I
yeah,
mean.
he
I
was
don't think,
pissed.
yeah, but I don't think he was. Like, I don't believe that because I can't figure out what was done wrong. It looked a little
I don't
sloppy.
think it was I don't think it was botch. I think the attention was taken away from the elimination. Is
Because it
what
was
it was pissed off about. Because if you look at it, it 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 just looked like it was just a random shit. Like something you would see the bushwhackers would happen to them, not Damian Priest.
Right, but
I mean, not I mean
but
Drew
what
McIntyre.
went wrong though? That's what like, yeah, I agree
I
with
think
your
I
assessment,
think
but
I think just if you look at it, LA Knight was in the middle ring doing this hula bullshit stick while that elimination was supposed to
well, I
happen.
mean,
You could see that Damian, I keep saying Priest said something to move LA Knight out the way, but it was already too late.
I
That's why
mean,
it
yeah,
just
yeah.
cut.
LA
It
Knight and
cut.
Logan Paul were fighting each other though. It wasn't like look, LA Knight was standing in the middle of the ring doing, yeah. It was they were middle of a fight. I mean,
But I think he was doing a move in the middle, like his one of his things. That's why that line was like he's trying to get his shit in.
I guess. I don't know. Maybe. Yeah, maybe it's LA Knight. But it sounded like a lot of people were upset with whoever this individual was. And again, I don't think LA Knight had done enough to warrant that, certainly. I mean, I guess
But you also
if a lot of people is Damian Priest and Drew McIntyre, then maybe. But
listen. The rumor has it he's going to SmackDown, so it built another storyline after Damian Priest to go to LA Knight. So it's like he did the same bull crap where
exactly.
CM Punk first came out, and look, he had a major storyline. He's going to do it again with
Yes.
LA Knight on SmackDown. So
Yeah.
realistically,
I think it's all work.
I think it could be. I think could be some truth. It could
All
be.
right.
I think.
Yeah.
I mean, cameras are always on, so obviously he wants people to see it. I mean, he's making a big fuss about it. He wants people to see it, and he
Right.
realized that how great the storyline with CM Punk happened manifests with that story in the back.
Yeah, or
He's
he
trying
may
to do the
know that
same thing.
that's the direction they're going and he's just,
Well, right.
hyping it. That's possible too. I mean, yeah, he might have been annoyed that it happened. I don't know, but yeah, whatever it is, like when Meltzer was like, they might turn it into an angle, but it's real even if they do. I'm like, no, I mean, maybe somebody was annoyed, but realistically, it's clear to me that Priest and McIntyre seem to be connected for WrestleMania. Maybe LA Knight is a part of that. Maybe LA Knight is after the fact. I don't know, but I think that the reports that he was, super angry, I think those are overblown on purpose, but I think they're overblown.
Yep. I'm pretty sure we hit everything else that we need to the men's Royal Rumble, and it's just Jay's time.
Yeah.
And also the actual we had the championship match, the ladder match, which was actually really brutal and more fun than I thought it would be.
Yeah, it was great. I like that match a
So
lot. I watched it twice actually.
we got here and we got this cold picture forever. We got that. That's cold. Him in the background. And would you agree or disagree? Especially after that Alabama slam where I thought for a second maybe we saw murder on TV.
Ah,
Are we seeing some heel tendencies for Cody? Is he getting legitimately pissed? He was beating him.
legitimately? Like,
No. I mean, in kayfabe, you know what I
oh,
mean.
okay. I was like,
Yeah.
legitimately, no, I'm sure he's fine. But
No,
no,
I'm
yeah, he's
saying,
definitely turning heel. Yeah, definitely.
are you ready?
I think
Can
it
we
could
do
be
this at Mania?
I think it could be as soon as WrestleMania.
I would
He could
love
be healed
that.
by WrestleMania.
And
And
it
I'm
was
not going to get
because
into all that because we kind of discussed it earlier. I said Gunther could lose his title to John Cena, but there's another guy who could lose his title to John Cena. It would be just as impactful, if not more, frankly. And yeah, I think that that's a direction they could go. if you want my again, if you're interested in knowing, I think obviously there's every possibility The Rock is involved, but assuming he's not, well, I know that confirmed reports of people signing with the company don't matter. So if we don't care that Rock works there, Randy Orton is cleared to return. You could do Randy Orton versus Cody Rhodes. There you go.
All right. All right, man. Do you like that too, Jose? Cody
Randy Orton and
turning
Cody Rhodes.
bad?
No, I don't think. I mean, he's gonna
Heel
turn back,
Cody.
but I don't think it's gonna happen at Mania. It's too soon.
Hey, you know me, I'm a Cody guy. I'm ready.
I mean, we're all ready, and like diehards want it. Diehards want to see it, but you're not. In the sense, you're not ready. Who's the face he'll go against?
I don't know. There's a pretty popular face who's been eaten all over the place recently.
Who?
Jey.
Yeah, but Jay's gonna be on Raw.
There's a transfer portal. Anyone can show up
Transfer
anywhere.
report ended in July. I mean,
Did not.
after
It did
July,
not end
It
in
said
July.
Rumble after the Rumble.
Did not end.
That's
It
what it said.
exists. It exists still. They're just no longer active, but it'll activate again. There's a transfer portal season. It's just like college football. They'll
You
transfer.
and your storylines, you make this mad
I
difficult.
didn't make it up. That's a
Jesus
transfer
Christ.
storyline. How is that made up? They created a transfer portal. It exists.
It's not going to be Jay. Jay's not strong enough.
If Jey is the champion,
That's why I don't think. I don't
understand.
think.
What do you mean strong
That's why
enough?
I don't. He's not strong in the face. Everybody's
He's the number 2 face in the company.
But they're not close. Are you trying to say Jay's pulling the same number as Cody Rhodes?
I'm telling you as a statement.
Roman Reigns.
I'm telling you as a statement of fact.
He's not
Jey
the
is
number
selling
2.
as much merch as those 2 people. Yes, I'm telling you as a statement of fact. Jey Uso is selling merch at the same level. Yes, I am. Whatever you're about to say, I'm telling you that.
Yes. Is number 2. So who
or
does
Roman?
he do bigger?
No, Roman is number 2. But
that's what I thought.
But Jey is number 3. And Roman doesn't show up for work all the time, so you got Jey.
You make it sound like, but even with Roman not showing up as much, it's a wide margin.
No, I think there's a wide margin to you, but I'm telling you in terms of merch. I'm telling you in terms of like merch and stuff.
Ryan, nobody saw him winning the Rumble. For the guy that's number 2, you at least gave him a shot. No,
that has nothing to do with Jey.
If he's that big of a face, Jey Uso, you would at least gave him a shot.
No.
Nobody. Zero.
Because
nobody
we
out
all
here.
know that John Cena is going to have a main event. We all know CM Punk, CM Punk, Roman Reigns, and Seth Rollins are going to have a main event. We know these
that's
things.
another one. And you're naming more people. John Cena. You think Jay's over than John Cena. You think Jay's over than CM Punk. The more you name him, the lower this guy goes on the ladder.
John Cena is going to be at 12 matches over the next 12 months. John Cena is not the face of the company in 2025. Stop. CM Punk is on Raw. They're not going to move him from Raw. So that's that. He's on Raw. Then that answers your question. Seth Rollins, by your own admission, is going to be turning heel. So that doesn't help for Jey Uso. It doesn't help for Cody Rhodes. It would work for Jey Uso as a heel, but it doesn't work for Cody Rhodes. So you've got Roman Reigns. You've got Roman Reigns, who is around more. Yeah, he's around more, but not all the time. And if Roman is a champion, we could see Cody Roman 3 in the grudge match, but with the roles reversed. Now Roman's the face and Cody's the heel. We could see that. That would be awesome. We could also see Cody versus Jey. Jey was Cody's little sidekick the entire time taking on the bloodline. Now Cody's looking for the title. Jey's holding the title. Cody's already broken bad. There's absolutely story there. There's absolutely history there if they choose to do that. So no, whatever you're gonna say, obviously you're gonna say it, but doesn't make any sense. It's very clearly that Jey Uso versus Cody Rhodes with Cody as a heel would be a fine match, especially post WrestleMania period. It'd be a fine match. It would draw plenty fine. No one's tickets would go out of, no one's going to lose their other ticket sales. None of the t-shirts are going to disappear. It's all going to be okay. And I think that they could very easily do that. But it'll depend, of course, on what Roman's doing, what The Rock is doing. Depends on a lot of things.
Last but not least, before we have to go, the Women's Royal Rumble, which was very boring with a predictable winner. And a lot of people don't like Charlotte winning again. Please
Yeah, I mean,
defend this decision if you want,
sure.
because
You don't like it because Charlotte Flair won, but anyone who
that's
watched the
right. Most
Rumble,
people,
right? No,
most
no,
people.
right. So anyone who watched it but didn't actually care if Charlotte Flair won would tell you it was a fine Royal Rumble. Wasn't the men was the better of the two, but I think anyone who watched it without being pissed about Charlotte for some reason, not for some reason, I get it. I think it's overblown, but I do get it. Um, as long as you didn't care about Charlotte winning, you thought, oh, that was a fine match. Obviously, if you don't like Jey Uso winning and you don't like Charlotte winning, which apparently is, the
Well,
vocal
half a lot
minority.
of the YouTube videos are only at 50% likes
Right.
for
So that's apparently
tens of thousands.
the internet minority doesn't like those two winners, then yeah, maybe this was the worst Rumble of all time. In which case, I would say like kick rocks. I don't know what to tell you. It was a good Rumble, but yeah, winner was kind of predictable. But I said this on our like prediction show. Like, who else could win? Like, who was the other option? There was no
Well,
like
now
Becky
we can
wasn't
say
there.
for the
Becky
rest of
wasn't
time
there.
with Jay winning, anybody could win. At least if you're a
Sure,
certain stature.
sure, but again, like, but I think to be
My pick
fair,
didn't even compete.
yeah,
What did
but
you pick?
he picked Becky.
Jade.
Oh, Jade. Oh, okay.
Wait, one of
I
you
thought you
guys
picked
picked Becky
Becky.
too, right? Right? Did Jose
No, I
pick
picked
Becky?
No,
I
I
picked
picked
Jordan
Charlotte.
Grace. And I picked Jordan Grace. I thought they could run with Jordan Grace winning the whole thing. Only because Jose had picked Charlotte. I think everybody was clear. Nia could have been an interesting thing, but to go back to the men's, just because you made a point about that, I want to make sure I say it. Yes, obviously nobody predicted Jay would win. That being said, Jay and Gunther have been feuding. Jay and Cody are absolutely connected. And then the rest of the main event are all bloodline people that have everything to do with Jey Uso. Jey Uso makes perfect sense feuding with literally seven people. There's seven people who you put Jey Uso across from and have a world championship match with it. So yes, no one expected it, but it's not like it made no sense. It makes sense. It just was not what people thought was going to happen. In this case, like Lyra Valkyria is not going to win the freaking Rumble, right? Like no offense to her,
That's a
she's
girl
very
from
talented.
Chile.
Yeah, no, that's Stephanie Vaquer.
Why not her?
Lyra's from because she doesn't even wrestle for the Raw or SmackDown. She's on NXT, and they don't usually do that. And it looks like Jordan Grace is going to NXT now too. So my pick wrong too. But yeah, I feel like there was really no other options. Like Charlotte was the only person with a credible story. It also does add a little bit of in my opinion, that win trying to make it positive because it was predictable, and predictable is boring. There is some unpredictability as to who she will choose to face. Because obviously, Tiffany Stratton, you could do the. Basically, a lot of people like do Tiffany Stratton because they're both blonde and Jose doesn't like them that much. But the other story would be that, you know, her and Rhea have fought now twice at WrestleMania. They're 1-1. The rubber match for the world title, Charlotte versus Rhea, very much makes sense. Could very easily be the case. People are probably going to be intent on booing Charlotte anyway. And so, what then is the purpose of putting Charlotte as the face against a heel and Stratton that everybody kind of likes anyway? You know what I mean? Like, nobody really hates Tiffany Stratton. She's very athletic. She's very funny. People like her. She just happens to play a heel. So, if you want Charlotte to be the face, I guess you got to just try it. But if you're just going to lean into Charlotte being a heel because she'll probably be booed either way, put her with Ripley. And that's that.
What, as Jose, you have anything to comment on here?
No, that was just right. Because they're just shooting the Tiffany Stratton versus Charlotte, like I've been saying for the longest.
And that might be. I don't know who she's facing, but I do think
It's
there's
just
like
it's a hot shot. It's the reason why I say is that because you could have went to Rhea Ripley, but you already done that, and you
yeah,
can do
twice.
something
Yeah.
else with her. Tiffany is that's what Tiffany is the newer version of Charlotte. So it just seems like the perfect way to go and have an intriguing match because you don't know who will win. You can go with Charlotte and keep it up like everybody thinks it will be, or you can keep it on Tiffany and be something new and make it a bigger star. It's a
But I
win-win.
think you could say that about if they have their final grudge match to decide who
Cool.
is better in their series of
But
three.
you don't have to do that, Mania. You can do that
No, you
anytime.
don't. Right. But I'm saying I
They're both
think
established, but you want
right.
Tiffy time to
No, yeah, no, I get what you're saying there. I'm saying in terms of like while I think you're right, that's probably what they're doing. There's a world where it would make sense for them to go in the other direction. So they can tease Charlotte and Rhea, Charlotte and Tiffy, who they're gonna pick. Like they could get some TV out of that. You know what I mean? Like who's she gonna pick
Mhm.
is, and so I think that for that reason it made sense that Charlotte would win because if like Nia won, then Nia Jax is going to go after Tiffany Stratton, right?
All right.
So stuff like that. But yeah,
We'll see, gentlemen. We'll see. But good work as always. That is our reaction to the Royal Rumble. Let's see where this all unfolds. Don't forget to check out the tweet cap on Tuesday as well, released on the same day as this. And we'll have another tweet cap for you on Friday, and then a Super Bowl prediction show as well. But good work, Ryan and Jose. And I hope that this Rumble will make it worth it.
sounds good.
Anyway.